Metroidvania games are one of my favorite genres, as if they are done right, progression not only comes in the form of new moves, but also with new tools to use for platforming. The best games mix the two by allowing players to traverse using new combat moves, like in what I think is my favorite game in the genre, Guacamelee. Even as much as I love that game and many other Metroidvanias, I find that many of them tend to just copy each other and put it in a different aesthetic. But an upcoming game is looking to disrupt the idea of progression by including a skill tree based on experience and encouraging players to fully explore the map. But how does this translate into the game, and should it be on your radar when it releases? Stay tuned to find out. Developed by Metamorphosis Games and published by Fireshine Games, Gestalt? Or is it just Stalt? I don't know, there's a lot of names to keep up with, and I'm not going to pretend to know what the correct way to pronounce it is, but I'm going to go with Gestalt. Anyways, Gestalt Steam and Cinder is a pixelated 2D Metroidvania action platformer set in a stunning steampunk aesthetic. You follow Alethea as she is tasked with... what is she even doing? Honestly, it's sometimes hard to follow, but all that matters is that you are tied to a mysterious phenomenon that showcases the pending doom of the world that has been lulled into a false sense of security. It is up to you to save Kanan, and in doing so uncover Alethea's startling truth. Just cutting right to the point, there are some things I really liked about the demo, and some odd choices made that have given me a few eyebrow raises while playing. First and foremost, I think the art is fantastic. Both the pixelated gameplay and the individual art during the dialogue is done really well, and while I didn't like the minimalistic map in the menu, the world design was done well enough that I rarely even had to reference it. I genuinely enjoyed exploring every corner of the map, and having skill points tied to experience and exploration is a really good idea. These skill points allow you to choose your own path on a tech tree, which grants players with some agency in choosing how they would like to advance their combat abilities outside of learning new mandatory moves. Along your journey, you will make decisions that will impact Alethea as well as her companions in a story that seems to be both intriguing and kind of confusing. I'm not entirely sure if I just missed who was good and who was bad, but the description of the stories seemed very convoluted, and on top of the crazy names in the game, I kinda got lost, but even with that I was still excited to see more. What I was a little disappointed in was some of the combat and traversal options. Platforming seemed pretty easy until you got to a vent, and when you roll into it, you can apparently only move forward by rolling. But having to mix rolling with timing obstacles, it leads to moments that feel like awkward stops while the rest is actually really fluid. Combat is also really engaging until you reach certain enemies where I'm not entirely sure what is needed to be done other than just jump or run back and come in for an attack. I always felt like jumping took a little bit shorter than the attack length, so it just threw my combat timing off and I would inevitably get hit. The boss fight was fun enough, but it also had some awkward timings in it. Even with this though, I would say that it wasn't enough to make me lose the fight or upset me to a point where I felt like I didn't want to come back for more. Gestalt Steam and Cinder provides a neat framework for a unique experience in the Metroidvania genre. The experience system adds an interesting layer, and the potential of making decisions that impact the ending is something that I look forward to exploring. The art and world built in the game are intriguing to explore, and aside from a few issues that occur, I believe it'll be on pace to earn the status of a hidden gem. While making this video, Gestalt Steam and Cinder had its release date pushed back to July 16th, which should give developers ample time to address some of the issues that I believe hinder it from being a must-play. But that'll be it for this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and as always, be kind to one another. Shout out to my patron supporters Relativity, Naughty Dog is King, Kamikalo, and Chaos, along everyone who's subbed to the channel. If you have any suggestions on upcoming games, feel free to leave them below and I'll be more than happy to check them out.